this build again with my Project Zomboid build and working on what would be a farmer's market store type of place called Greens, and then to another mini mall. Three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 is 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 3. 4 parking spots. 4, 5, 6 is 4. Okay, that handles the parking spots on this side of it, and I'll fill those in later. take care of the general frame of the parking spots on this other side, and then I'll start filling in the store itself. There's supposed to be 3 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 1. 4, 5, 6 is 2. 3, 4, 5, 6 is 3. So everything is pretty much set up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it's always good to double check, especially if you're doing builds like this, because I could have misjudged things. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's 3 parking spots right here. Where it's supposed to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 3. It's kind of close, and on the map there's supposed to be more grass on this side, but because of the distortions of having each of these blocks 1 meter wide, then it's only really left enough for 1 block right here. Although I might adjust that depending. But no, it's just left enough for 1. The only problem is right here. There's just enough for 5 blocks here, and I've been using 6 blocks for that. I might have to think about. I might think about removing one of these parking spots, but that just depends. Or at least making it 1 block smaller. Or maybe this is fine enough for, since there's no cars in this game anyway. So mostly it's just a visual thing. 2, 3, 4. And this is, there are two kinds of flooring for the outside of the store. What looks like a concrete build and what looks like almost a type of tile. So I've decided to use stone to do the more indirect concrete build flooring, and this for the other. This type of flooring also goes throughout the building. And it has, I don't really have green paneling, or not any type of green wood paneling that I would like to use, or any painted green wood padding. So I'm just using wool for this part of it. So I just had to work out a compromise to make it look somewhat like the front of the building looks. Since it's a wood, it's a brick building with a brick exterior and a wooden interior. I can't really do the interior for the walls on the inside, but I can do a similar looking exterior for the panes of the windows. It's the panes of the windows and the door, or the frames of it at least. One, 2, 3, 4. And this building consists of 2 rooms. One is the actual show floor for the farmer's market or grocery store, and the second is a storage area. If you were playing Project Zomboid, you'd actually want to go to a place like this fairly early in the game, because many of these the vegetables and food that you'd find in here are out in the open. And in order to preserve them, you'd want to transfer as much of the food as possible into one of the freezers. If you don't do that, then the vegetables, fruits, and many of the other foods won't last very long. They'll just spoil out in the store. Okay. One good thing about the interior being like this is that it's easier to pace out exactly how large it should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 10 tiles deep. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 11 tiles wide. I can use that as a baseboard to get a good estimate. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Which is fairly close enough to what it should be in this case. It's not always the case, and many times I end up having to alter some of these buildings slightly So I'm not able to actually get exactly how Project Zomboid looks identically. It's not a one-for-one, but I think this is a pretty good, uh, very close representation of it, without too much distortions. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this is where the back room is, where most of the extra storage for the business is. One, two, three, four. In fact, like I said earlier, if you're playing Project Zomboid, it's best to try to get as much food as you can, and so that makes this place one of the places that you'd want to go to as quickly as possible. It, it definitely helps out in the long run until you can get your farming skills trained up. The good thing also is, depending upon what type of game you play, it alters the probability of it, since Project Zomboid is a pretty customizable game. So in other words, you could play a game with where loot is hard to find. And that basically means that if you run into stores like this, you won't find as much food. Or you can set it to where food spoils faster, or food doesn't spoil as fast. Or freezers are more efficient than normal at preserving food. But it really just depends upon the type of game you're playing. Absolute default or a more customized game. And part of the reason why I'm using both the same block for the flooring and the ceiling is a building like this isn't really meant to be fancy, or this is to make it basically as simple as possible. Hello, Still Snipe. Thank you for watching and commenting. I'm working on a Project Zomboid build still. I'm about to complete the first part of the build for today, which is a farmer's market. I'm mostly just doing the outside of the building for when I complete it and set it up as a download for people. Thank you very much for the follow. Yes, the city texture pack for the PS4. I've gotten quite fond of it actually. That, the City texture pack, the Greek texture pack, and also the Fantasy texture pack. Do they have texture packs for the PS3? Most of my building has been done on the PC, and I just only recently started using the PS4. I was tempted to do that. I might put some torches in the buildings, but I was trying to keep the buildings as empty as possible. Some of the reason is to basically allow, when I put this up as a download, to let people pretty much do what they would like to with it. And the other is, it'll allow monsters to spawn inside the buildings. So since it's based on a Project Zomboid game and it's supposed to be a zombie apocalypse, then at least that'll add that to it. And I might create two builds that I'll set up as downloads. One of them with the interiors blank, so that if you wanted to download it and put wherever you want inside the buildings, you're more free to do so without having to do too much changes. And the other with everything decorated. Okay, the rest is most of this busy work. So I'll just move on to the next part, and I'll just complete the parking lot between this stream and the next. The next part of this stream is actually fairly large, although it's pretty straightforward. It's a mini market, or a mini mall, with 2 parking spots. One of them along this line right here, the other is off to the side. I started following on here. Is your link to your YouTube on your Twitch account? If so, I'll take a look at your YouTube later. My YouTube is pretty much like this, just without the 2501, just Sunset Night. Oh. Okay. I think it might be worth it. I mean, even if you don't do too terribly much. I've been doing it I tend to be an introverted person and a bit shy, so I've been using oh, you make videos. I've been doing mostly streaming to help with how I talk, and I noticed I've been talking more than usual because of this stream. And before this, I used to go days without talking at all, almost like a monk. Not really a big talking person, I guess. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Let me put a link on here while I have a chance. No, I can't. If you actually want to take a look at a map of the game I'm building. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, a copy of the game I'm building. You can find Project Zomboid on Steam if you ever want to give it a chance. Actually, it's really worth it. Well, a build of the Minecraft build of the map, I suppose. In terms of zombie games, it's one of the better zombie games I've run into. It's a top-down view, so it's quite different than some of them. There's a lot of first-person zombie games out there, but not as many top-down views that are really good to speak of. And it's got a fairly good crafting system too, and it's a fairly good survival. That's one of the they have a lot of maps of the books on online. I heard it was an interesting build. There's a Westeros build. I'm used to it. I have on one of my websites, it's deviantart.com, a commission of basically the school they went to. They live in the UK, so they asked me if I would build a larger build of Royal Masonic School in Rickmansworth Park, UK. I'll put a link of my DeviantArt page here. That has pictures of my other Minecraft builds too. The one of larger build of the commission I did is under the commissions folder. It's got 2 downloads. One of the worlds I've been working on, and I did a Voltron statue, but I did that on a server. I just have the pictures of the Voltron statue. It still might be online. Let's see here. Yeah, actually, the download is still there. Yeah, it's built as if it were a skyscraper, so you can actually, if you want to download it to your PC, Minecraft, you can actually build inside of it. This should be enough right there. I'll start working on the building. Okay, the building's gonna be a headache. That game inverter is. I think I've seen somebody mention that on one of the servers I used to be on. Is that a mini game or is just a build based on the Hunger Games? Two. One, two, three, four, five, six. I'm afraid my knowledge of Pokemon is kind of limited. I know a few of them, but not too many. One, two, three, four. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 2. That I don't honestly know. I know enough of looking at commercials and from the anime that they put Pikachu out front. And I know that Pikachu is a lightning, but that's pretty much it. This building, this part of the building looks to be a cafeteria-like restaurant. Let's see, 1, 2. This for the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these two small bathrooms. With most of this being one large room, broken in up with one wall. One, two, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And now I'm placing in where the buffet basically is inside of it. I don't really have many of the things to build it, but I can just put a sort of where you'd be standing behind the buffet line. Of course, there's one thing I could do. Except it doesn't really look very much like a buffet, but at least has places where you could actually put the trays in. This being the cauldrons. I've been using those as trash cans. Yeah, I'm American. I'm from North Carolina, if you've heard of it. It's on the East Coast. Well, in the United States it is, since basically Canada and Mexico are part of America too, so. But yeah. Well, North America is a lot of countries. Just paying attention. I've served overseas, so I'm used to someone's asking if you're American, if you're from the United States. What part of the UK? From Scotland or Wales, England, or Northern Ireland? England. I always wanted to visit England. The closest I've gotten so far is the Assassin's Creed game. I try to be. And hi, Nick. Thank you for watching. I'm working on a build of a game that you can find on Steam. It's called Project Zomboid. It's a zombie apocalypse game if you're interested in it. But it's not a run and gun type of game. It's a top-down survival zombie game. But the good thing is you can customize the game depending upon what genre of zombies and how difficult you want it. So it's a pretty flexible system. And I'm just working on a map of it to replicate the map of it, or at least part of it. If you want to take a look at the Project Zomboid map, if you're thinking about getting it, you can find it there. It's a fairly large map. One, two. Sorry that happened to your cousin. And this part of the building is just a for lease office. There's quite a few of these empty buildings in many of the places, since it's more of a rural map than than having a zombie outbreak in a big city. Although the city that this takes place in is pretty large. Anyway, I hope your family's able to get a measure of peace from the outcome, since I imagine it's just brought up the loss again. This part is looks like it was set up to be a beauty salon. Just going by the Zomboid map. I'm on the main road if you're taking a look at the Project Zomboid map online. I've gotten to the edge of the first building of the mini mall. With this last shop being what looks like a clothing store with 2 changing rooms back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm hoping someday that the vanilla Minecraft will have wallpapers or the ability to alter the bricks, so you can have the inside of a building look very different than the outside. Thank you for looking, Felix. It's a model of a game called Project Zomboid. You can find the map online by looking up projectzomboid.com or going to this map. It's a top-down zombie game. If you ever get a chance, you can always look it up on Steam. It's a pretty fun game. I'm working on one of the mini malls along the main road in Knox County, which is the main map for Project Zomboid. But the good thing is it's set up with a editor, so if you really wanted to, you could, using the game's editor itself, you could make a replica of your own hometown inside Project Zomboid, which I think I might do eventually. The only thing is I don't have a mic that works properly with my PC. I've got this mic, but for some reason my PC doesn't recognize it, so. That's the basic framework. I'll go in and I'll fill the actual rooms, but this first building has of this mini mall has 4 offices. This one is empty inside the Project Zomboid map, and there's a beauty salon in this one. There's a clothing store in this one with 2 changing rooms, and the best thing to look for in the game is right here, where there's a buffet, which in the Project Zomboid game you can use to cook food. And across there in this build was a farmer's market, the green store over here. And there's 2 large buildings for this mini mall, as well as the 2 parking spots. I'll put in this parking spot over here as soon as I complete the 2 buildings. The other parking lot is right here. I've got it excavated. No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I don't have it excavated. Never mind. I excavated a couple places early, so it wouldn't be as much excavating than the stream. But apparently, I didn't go that far. But there's a parking spot over here that I'll be working on too. Maybe in this stream, or I might do that off stream. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 a walkway between the buildings. 1, 4, so 8. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. The second building has 4 offices, two of which are empty, waiting to be occupied. So there's not terribly much in them. But there's also a bookstore and another clothing store. In the game, this one looks like there's, well, also in the game itself and from the map, it's almost like they were setting up an office but not really moved in yet. Which, I played Project Zomboid a lot, but for this build I'm having to use, it's the online map for it, rather than actual running both the game and this at the same time. It's a good exercise. I mean, if you ever want to work on your patience, this will definitely do it for you. But I'm taking it to a slight bit of extreme, where I'm basically building a town at one time, rather than just one section of it. The good thing about this part of the map too is because there are quite a few buildings in this area. So in other words, if you're able to make barricades, then it's one good place that you can fort up. There are some better places. But this is a pretty good option too. Some of it depends upon what settings you have for the game. Since if you have a lot of zombies, where you choose to hide at any given time is you may not have as many options. So in a way, it's good to know the map for that standpoint. I apologize if I'm a little bit slow on actually responding to questions or statements inside the chat itself. Most of the time I have the Project Zomboid map up and looking at it, basically trying to gauge the distance of where each of these buildings should be. And the hard part there is basically I'm having to do it by eye. I already made a mistake. One, two, three, four, five, six. Two, three, two. The inset was supposed to be on this side, not the other. And the same is true of here. This is supposed to be a basically empty office, but with no interior rooms. Just one big open office. And this one is also an abandoned office, but it actually does have an interior room. 3, 4, 5, 6. And part of the reason why I'm using the coal here is so that it's not just a monotone. And I've got a lot of brick as it is, and just kind of want to make some small differentiation. Three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, three, 4, 6, 7, 8. I put those in the row, both on the inside. Let's see here. Three. Okay, this one shouldn't be here. Should be in this building, which is the bookstore. And this one, the clothing store, should sell 2 changing rooms. 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's a slight having to make some slight adjustments to it because of how large the blocks are. most of what I'm doing right now is just to do a basic fill before I fill in the floor completely. I just do small rooms and around the corners so I can put in the doors and before I actually fill in the entire thing. That's in case I need to do any other alterations. It gives me a good enough view of how it looks. There's this one more alteration right here. I also had to put in some doors in the back, but they aren't too hard to do. This office right here is supposed to be 3 rooms, 1 in the front, 2 in the back, one of them a storage room. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sort of shelving. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a smaller room here. Okay, now to put in the doors. This acacia for the many of the inner doors, restrooms, and the kind of stuff that you don't want to see into, and this oak door, since it has these small windows in it that you can view through, so it serves well as a exterior door or door to offices. There's a door in the back of these places, so employees can enter. So employee door. And part of the reason I'm indenting the door, I'm putting the door on this side instead of this side, is to basically keep it from looking flat, which there's a lot more surface on the outside than there is on the inside. So basically this break right here benefits the outside a lot more than the inside, which you can see these breaks, which represent doors. And it really changes how the building looks, as opposed to the inside where this one looks a bit flatter, but you're dealing with a smaller room. So the room itself can handle a flat surface like this a whole lot easier than the outside, where it wouldn't look quite as good if this were just a flat wall. And I'm doing it over here for a different reason. The reason on this side is to make it look like they try to draw you into the room itself. Since having the door on this side sort of in a way pulls you towards it and pull you into the room itself, I suppose, if that makes any sense. And the opposite reason for these changing rooms and smaller restrooms inside of it, not necessarily to pull you towards it, but to by having it on the outside of the block or this side of the block, it sort of blends in a bit more. Sort of, I guess you could say subtly pushing you backwards. This being a push and this being a pull, depending upon where you're actually placing it. It's not a huge thing, it's just subtly how it seems. And that plus I can't put a door in the center of a block, so I mean I have to try to use it in different ways. Okay, now to fill in these rooms so I can actually build up the roof for it. And depending upon how long this takes, I may do the parking lots with the next Project Zomboid stream, and do the police station and the two parking spots for the mini mall at the same time. Thanks for watching and commenting. Thank you for the offer, but I've run into a lot of trolls, so the most I can offer you is just the ability to walk around the game and open and close doors. Plus, it's a disadvantage in this thing too, since I'm doing a copy of a game called Project Zomboid, and I'm trying to make it as identical as I can. Not a one-for-one, but as close as I can to it. So there is a limitation on what to build and where and how to build it. But thank you for offering. It's just having to rebuild this world twice after Trolls makes it me a little cautious about exactly letting others work on it. Sorry. forgot to do these two. Fortunately for this build, the ceiling is fairly straightforward. It's a simple flat ceiling, or flat roof, I should say. the two buildings from the mini mall. All that's left is to do the outside walk places. Part of what I did right there is to show that part of it's damaged. But it's not easy to show that with slabs as it is with how I've been working out with the road using carpet. So I just indented, put 2 slabs on the bottom part of the block rather than the upper part of the block, which the rest of these are. Because of the nature of how I guess you could say how things get distorted, I'm placing a slight alteration here. This walkway is in the map itself, but it's just a little bit further inland as opposed to how it looks here. So this is just a minor alteration. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 16, 16. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, now to put down the trees. And there's just one right here. Okay, now also to do the damage, or place in the damage that's on this side. And that'll be it for this stream. Okay, that's it for this stream, and this is the, I'll fill in the parts of the road and parts of the parking lot. But this is the farmer's market in a place called Green's Grocery, and the mini market. Oh shoot, I forgot. And thank you very much for watching.